Hello everyone, this is Ian again from OneCodeCam. In today's video, we are going to be talking about control statements in JavaScript. Throughout this session, you can expect that we are going to be touching the if, else if, as well as of course the else statements, along with the application of different logical operators. Well, some of the most commonly used ones. So whether you're a newcomer to programming or you're just looking to refine your existing skills when it talks about conditional statements, we are going to be navigating through these concepts together to provide you a fundamental understanding of, again, control flow throughout JavaScript. So let's get coding. So what exactly are control statements? Well, they're a way for your program to make decisions. We can think of it like a choose-your-own-adventure story where the plot changes based on your choices. So whatever happens or whatever happens previously is going to affect what's going to happen next and will actually determine what will be the end goal or the output of a certain given scenario. So in programming, we actually use the same logic. We use control statements to determine what code to execute based on certain conditions. Now, let's go ahead and see how this control or conditional statements looks like in our actual code. Let's begin with the if statement. So I have here my Visual Studio code, and this is the first conditional statement that we're going to talk about, which is again the if statement. If statement is like a binary decision maker. If a certain condition is met, we execute a specific task. And maybe the best way to explain it is to give an example. So the very basic example that we can show to you right now is how we can determine if a number is odd or even. So the way we do it is that we are going to start off with the if keyword. And then the next would be a parentheses. Inside these parentheses will be like an expression. So let us go ahead and use a variable. Let's actually declare this variable first. So I'm using a var data type, and then this is the number variable we would like to use, and then let's initialize it a value of 0. So now let's use that number variable in here. So whatever the value of the number in here, we are going to have it executed or get its modulus by using the modulus operator, and then we would like to divide whatever that number will be. Whatever this value will be holding on later on, we would like to have it extracted with the modulus of 2. And then the way we can determine if it's an odd or an even is that if it's an even number, it should have no value or it shouldn't have no remainder at all when we divide the number into the number 2. Now, once the expression has been made inside the parentheses, we're going to write curly braces next. And then inside this curly braces is the task that you wanted to be executed right away if this conditions appears to be true or this condition has been successfully met. So maybe what we wanted to happen now is for the console to tell us that indeed this number is an even number. This is even, or let's just say this is an even number. All right, so that's it. So I'm saving this and opening up my browser so we can test our logic there. I think that's better. Let me just squeeze in this code a bit. Then here in our console. Now, let me remove these other codes in here. And then now we are going to be passing in a value on our number variable. Test our condition. So now we would like to determine if, let's say, the number 6 is an odd or an even. So let's see. So our code says that it is an even number. Let's try it out with an odd number. Let's go for maybe a 7. And as you can see, it comes in with an undefined. Now, the next question you might have is that what is going to happen if it is an odd number? Which is exactly what we tried doing in here. So I pass in an odd number, and then it was not able to catch that scenario wherein it's not an even number. That is the reason why we come up with an undefined result. So for us to complete our if statement is we actually need to use another one or another partner statement, which is the else statement. So with the else statement, we just write it right after the the if statement, and then inside another set of curly brace is the alternative scenario or task that will be executed if this first scenario in here comes in as false. So what we wanted to happen in here is just the console telling us that this time the number that we're trying to pass in is an odd number. This is an odd number. And then don't forget to close that with a semicolon. And then let's try that again here. I should just be editing the numbers in here. I mean the code in here directly. Let me just clear this out. I just want you guys to see how it would look like on the Visual Studio as well. So let me add the rest of the code in here. We're just adding in the else statement. This number is odd. And then close that. Okay, now we have here the number 7. And then now we are being prompted that the number is odd. Let's go ahead and test that again with an even number. Let's see if it's still catching up the first scenario still. And there it is. Okay, so that is again our if-else statement. Now, if else statement is perfect for binary decisions. Again, whenever we are faced in with a problem that can be just answered by 2 options. Now, what if we have multiple conditions to consider? We actually have another control statement, which is the else if statements. So else if the statements, let me write that up here. Let me just remove everything. So else if statements is like having different branches in your let's say decision tree. I'm going to give you an example, and we're coming up with maybe let's just say a grading system for a school or like an exam for a class. So what we wanted to do now is declared a new variable. Maybe this time let's just go for score variable, and then let's initialize that with a number of 0 again. Now, with using the else if statement, we are still following the same pattern from earlier. We will need to declare a certain condition and then have it started with an if statement. Now, we would like to determine grading system or like grading mark for a specific scores that students was able to get from maybe an exam or a quiz. So the first statement that we would like to catch in here is that if the score is greater than or equal to 90, so that's our first scenario, and then we would like to use the console again. We would like to see the letter A, like the mark A, in the console if it appears to be that the score in here is something that's 90 or above. And then we are now going to, of course, catch in the other scenarios. So instead of just using the keyword else, we are now going to be using it along with an else if statement. And this is how we're going to write it. Now with the else if, we are just going to put in another expression in here. And then this time, we're catching in scores that are equal to or greater than 80. And then if this is the case, what we want to see on the console is the grading mark B. And then you guess it right. If you have another scenario that we wanted to catch in our case, which is in our case that true, because we would like to catch scores in a range of 10 from 1 to 0. So now we are catching scores that are equal to 70 or above. So this is going to handle scores within 70 to 79. And if that would be the case, they are going to be receiving a mark of C. Now, if you are already coming in with like the last option, or you wanted to give a statement for anything else that is not that does not like fall along with any of the options from above, that is what the last else statement is for. So again, this last else statement is going to catch in all of the scenarios that you were not able to specify. So in our case, if any score that falls below 69, it will be considered as a marking of else. So let's save this. And then I'm just going to copy and paste it on our console. Here, let's clear everything out. And then I copy paste. Now the score that we wanted to see is, let's see, maybe let's go for, I want to see an F on our console. So maybe let's say 60. And there you go. We can now see an F in here. Now let's try doing that again. Or maybe we can just clear this first. Now instead of a 60, let's say 95. We wanted to see an A this time. And there we have it. Now, what if we have to put or to use two expressions or two conditions here? Would that even be possible? Well, yes. The answer is a strong yes. That is where logical operators comes in handy. So let me remove all this. So with control statements, we have what we call logical operators. Now, logical operators are consist of the AND operator, which is being written using the AND or the ampersand sign. We also have the OR operator, which then uses these two lines. And then lastly, we have the NOT operator, which uses an exclamation point. So let me just comment them out. Now, again, these logical operator is going to help us if we would like to combine different conditions in one expression, and for us to have a layer, or if we are gonna be facing more complex scenarios than those that we have already discussed. So let us bring up the browser again. Let's clear everything. Maybe I can minimize this further. There you go. Now let's use the AND operator first. Maybe we can want to test it to see if, so we are going to be using two conditions. Maybe it can have something to do with the weather for the day. So we're going to start with, again, an if statement. So the first statement that we want to have would be if it's sunny. Now it is going to be a good day if first it's sunny outside, and now using the AND operator, I forgot it should have two ampersand here. Okay. And then also, another way to determine if it's a good day is if the temperature is greater than 30 degrees. Okay. Now, if that is the case, we would like to print out a message that maybe says, "Great day for the beach." All right. Okay. Now, we will just need to declare a few variables in here. Now, is sunny. I'm going to set their value and then temperature. Okay, now we already have a condition, two conditions in here using again the AND operator. And then again, what's going to happen is that these two conditions that we have specified needs to be true or needs to be met for our situation in here, or for this message to be printed out in our log. If either of them appears false, that means that it fails, or it will fail to achieve our first scenario, or our first task. So for is sunny, let's set this to true. And then for temperature, I am wanting to print out this message. So let's set the temperature for 32. Okay, now let's see what's going to happen. Okay, and I spelled that incorrectly. Great day for the beach. But as you can see, it was able to meet both of the condition. It is sunny, since we set that to true. And then it also was able to reach this condition since we set the temperature to 32. Now, let's catch the scenario we're in. The conditions are not being both met. So let me clear that out. And then let's pass in an else statement in here. So if either of the conditions were not being met, let's see. Maybe we can say instead of going to the beach, it's a good day for indoor activities. Let's try to still make it sound positive. Okay, and then close it. Now, let's see. So maybe let's just say that it is not sunny, but it is still 32 degrees outside. Now, again, since we are failing to meet both of the requirements, even though it's still 32 degrees outside, but if it's not sunny, we cannot go out to the beach. Now, that is for the AND logical operator. Let's go ahead and see how the OR logical operator works. Now, for the logical operator, it's pretty much works the same with the AND operator, but the big difference is that instead of, or the requirement of needing to meet the two conditions, with the use of the OR operator, we can just meet one, either of these two requirements, and it will return true, or it will run in the first scenario that we have specified in here. So say, for example, these will return the second or the else statement for us with using the AND operator, but with using the OR operator, it's still prompting us the first situation, since again, the other statement or the other expression has been met. Doesn't matter if the other one is not being met at all. Again, if either of them appears to be true, it will return us the first situation or the first statement. And now for the third one, the NOT operator. Now, the NOT operator is actually handy when you want to check if a condition is simply not true. So, let's see. We can just change all the, like those entire statement in here. And then the way we write a NOT statement is this. So this statement in here automatically says that it is not sunny. So this is like the equivalent of this statement. And let's initially set it to true, but then we have here a scenario wherein it is being set to false since we use the not operator. So what we want to do is to show a log in our console. So let's just use the very same statement of it's a good day for indoor activities. Indoor activities. Okay. Oops. So this, I think, needs to be set to false, since that is the condition that we are looking for and is what we want it to be executed. Again, the exclamation symbol here beside the is sunny variable negates the value of the is sunny variable. So if it's not sunny, if it met this condition, this should be visible in our console. And there you have it. Now, again, with these logical operators, we have now the flexibility to create more complex conditions in our code. So whether it's combining multiple requirements with AND, or having alternatives with the OR operator, or just simply checking the opposite with the NOT operator, we can now have the ability to enhance the control of the flow of our code base. Now, so far we have discussed the basic flow, or like a very smooth flow of things based on the conditions that we have set. But let's try to make it a bit more complicated this time. So let's try to create like a pricing system for maybe a movie house or a ticketing booth. So what we are going to be doing next is to have multiple layers of our control flow. The way we do it is with the use of nested statements. So nested statements are like one statement inside another statement. So let me go ahead and show that to you real quick. So maybe let's declare our variable. Maybe let's have age in here, and then let's see if it's blank or not, which is not a good idea to hit enter. Okay, so aside from age, let me clear this up. We also, what are the things that we will need to consider for our ticketing? The age, and if maybe they are a student, we will be giving discounts for students as well as for a member is member. We wanna also do it, give discounts for senior citizens. But that we are not going to be creating a variable for. Let's just have that being measured by using an age condition. So these are the variables that we're going to be putting in values later on. Now, the first condition that we want to met is if this maybe movie house should only be accepting anything that's 18 years old and above. Oops. Keep on hitting enter. Okay. All right, we'll be putting in our condition later on. This is the part that we wanted to get nested. Now, I just want to add a quick else statement in here that's going to catch what's the matter with me. Now hit enter. So I'm gonna put an else statement in here that's going to catch the scenario we're in. The one purchasing the ticket is not 18 and above, like a minor. So let's just prompt a message that says minor not allowed. Okay. Let's close that real quick. So inside our if statement, so if they were able to meet the condition that they should be 18 years old, let's also catch in the situation wherein we want to give in student discounts. So let's use the student variable. If that is true, and then let's say maybe let's set up an age variable in here, and they are maybe the age is not a senior citizen age, so let's put in here 60 because we will not going to be honoring student discount if they are already a senior citizen. Kind of cruel, right? That's how it goes. Okay, so let's just set up a statement in here, letting them know that they were able to purchase or avail the student ticket pricing. Let's set it for maybe $10. Okay. All right. Now, let's add in our else if statement in here. We'll just indent this properly. Now, if the age, now we will have another tier of discount. So student discount will be $10, and maybe the regular ticket would be like around 20. Let's add another tier for discount, which is I think $15. For $15, this can be availed by senior citizen. So anything with the age above 60. I think 60 is already considered a senior citizen. So let's just put in here. Let's remove that equal sign and just say in here 60. And then put in the equal sign in here. So senior citizen should be anything between 60 years old and above. And then now we'll be utilizing our OR operator. So the first statement in here, we utilize the AND operator. Now for them to be able to avail the student discount, they should be, of course, this should be true. They should be a student, and they should not be a senior citizen, or their age should be anything below 60 years old. Now, another else if statement here is for when they are a senior citizen, anything that's 60 years old and above, or if they are a member. So the movie house is running some kind of a membership. So if the is a member, okay. that is when we will be granting the discounted ticket. I can't say senior citizen or member, so let's just go for the generic one of discounted ticket, $15. Okay. All right. Now, if they have not been able to meet any of this criteria in here, if they're not student, not a member, and not a senior citizen, or if they are not above 60 years old, we are just going to be giving them the regular ticket price. That regular ticket, $20. And did I close that? I double close it. Okay, that's looking good. Now let's try to test this logic that we have in here. So for our first viewer, our first customer, let's have them avail the student discount. So again, they should be a student. So let's set this to true. Let's set the member to false. And then the age should be below 60. So let's just add in here maybe 28. Okay, there we go. We were now able to avail the student discount. Now let's clear that. And then let's try to get the discounted ticket this time. So let's say that they are not a student. Let's set this to false. They're also not a member, but they are a senior citizen. So let's set the age to 70. Okay. Now let's test the condition for wherein they are not a senior citizen. Let's just make it 35, not a student, but they are a member. Okay. And there you go. We still have the discounted ticket prompt again. And then lastly, let's just have the regular ticket. So they are 35, they're not a student, and they are not a member. Okay, we're getting the regular ticket for that. Now for the last scenario, let's have a minor attempt to purchase a ticket. So the age, let's just say 15. Let's see what's going to happen. All right. Okay, minor not allowed. I'm curious to see if what's going to happen if this is a student is set to true. Okay, so this is still supersede. The condition from the outer layer is still supersede anything that comes in inside the nested layers. Oh, right. And that is it for our beginner's guide to control statements in JavaScript. So we were able to again explore the if, else if, as well as the logical operators, and lastly the nested statements. So we are going to be moving on another topic on our next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope to see you on the next one. Bye!